My dear students, you are all welcome to my study channel named Students Asset, which is of paramount importance for the entire student society. Today, I have made up my mind to make a brief, judicious discussion about auxiliary verbs. Auxiliary verbs, which always put the students in trouble. Before going to make a discussion about auxiliary verbs, we should first of all know what is a verb. As all of you know, a verb is an important part of a speech. A verb is an important part of a speech. Verb अर्थ क्रियापद यह एक गुरुत्वपूर्ण पद वा पार्ट ऑफ स्पीच इट प्लेज ए डोमिनेंट रोल इन ए सेंटेंस a verb always agrees with the subject in a number and a person. A verb always agrees with the subject in a number and a person, just like in a family, a wife always agrees with her husband in fashion and action. So the relation between a verb and a subject is like the relation between a wife and her husband. So what is a verb? A word that shows an action is called a verb. So a verb is called an action word or doing word. Thus, a verb is a doing word. A verb is a doing word that denotes doing, being, and possessing. A verb is a doing word that denotes doing, being, possessing. Verb বা ক্রিয়াপদ তিনোটি জিনিস প্রকাশ করিଥାଏ প্রথমে এটা ডুইং কার্য তারপরে বিং তারপরে পজেসিং let us give some examples to illustrate this point. The baby is crying. The baby is crying. Here the verb crying, it shows an action. It is doing. Crying কান্দিবা ଗୋଟେ କାର୍ଯ୍ୟ. So baby is crying. Here the verb denotes doing. I am a teacher. In this sentence, am is a verb. So this verb denotes being. ମୁଁ ଜଣେ ଟିଚର ହୋଇଛି. Being ମାନେ ହବା. Teach. I am a teacher. You are a student. He is an officer. So these sentences, the verbs indicate or denote being. A car has 4 wheels. Has is the verb. It indicates, it denotes possessing. A car has 4 wheels. I have a scooter. You have a motorcycle. They have cars. So has and have, these verbs, they indicate possession. Possession. So this is the meaning of the verb. Then we shall go to our topic, auxiliary verb. A verb like a big tree. Like a big tree, a verb has many branches. A verb has many branches. In other words, a verb is broadly classified into many categories. For example, auxiliary verb, full verb or main verb, finite verb, non-finite verb, regular verb, irregular verb, transitive verb, intransitive verb. And also these categories of a verb will be discussed by me one after another through my successive videos, the next videos. Today, let us go to discuss about auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verb. An auxiliary verb is one which helps for formation of tense. Formation of a tense. Mood. Voice. Negatives. And interrogatives. Interrogatives. An auxiliary verb helps. In a sentence, an auxiliary verb helps to form tense, to form voice, to show mood, to indicate negatives, to form interrogatives. Since an auxiliary verb helps in a sentence in all these things, it is otherwise called helping verb, সাহায্যকারী ক্রিয়া। auxiliary verb অর্থ সাহায্যকারী ক্রিয়া। এই সাহায্যকারী ক্রিয়া গোটে বাক্যরে কেতে প্রকার ফংশন বা ওয়ার্ক করিଥାଏ। কেমিতি গোটে auxiliary verb tense formation রে সাহায্য করে। Let us give an example to clear your fundamental about the auxiliary verb by helping verb. Ritu is going. Ritu is going to school. Ritu was going to school. Look at these two sentences. In these two sentences, going is common. So, from this main verb going, we cannot predict, we cannot say whether it is in present tense or whether it is in past tense. Because these two verbs look alike. Going, same verb. If we focus our attention on is, then we are clearly aware of that this sentence is in present tense, present progressive verb. Is the present tense verb. Is going to school. Ritu vidyalaya ko jaochi. Who achi is going. So this sentence is in present tense. It is indicated. It is told us by the verb is. Second, Ritu was going to school. Ritu school ko jaouthila. Was tells us that this sentence is in past tense because was is the past form of is. So is the auxiliary verb, was is the auxiliary verb. These two auxiliary verbs help in telling about the tense of the sentence. Similarly, other examples we can take. Voice. How auxiliary verbs denote voice. Voice. We eat rice. We eat rice. Ame bhato khau. We eat rice. This sentence is in active voice. Kartruvachya. If we make it into passive, it will be rice is eaten. Rice is eaten by us. This sentence is in a passive voice. Of course, you have studied about the construction of a passive voice and active voice in your previous classes, class 7. Although this will be taught to you in your class 10, English grammar, voice change. We eat rice, rice is eaten by us. Rice is eaten by us. भात आम द्वारा क्या हुए is eating. So unless we use it, we cannot change the voice. So is the auxiliary verb. This auxiliary verb helps us in making passive voice, passive construction. We ate rice, rice was eaten by us. We are eating rice. We are eating rice. Rice was being eaten by us. Was lagila, being lagila. Auxiliary verb. he has eaten rice, rice has been eaten by him, has been auxiliary verb. ତେଣୁ auxiliary verb ଆମକୁ voice କରିବାରେ active କୁ passive କରିବାରେ ବ୍ୟବହୃତ ହୋଇଥାଏ ବା ସାହାଯ୍ୟ କରିଥାଏ. Mood, how an auxiliary verb denotes mood. Na I am. Plural we are. When the subject changes, am is changed into are. Singular, plural, singular, plural. So mood is changed. This, the am and are, they are auxiliary verbs. So he was, they were. Auxiliary verbs, was, were. Next, auxiliary verbs help to form tense, voice, mood, negatives and interrogatives. Negatives. You see, he eats fish. He eats fish. Se macho khaye. If we turn this sentence to negative, we will write he does not. He does not eat fish. He does not eat fish. So does came. ये जो does आसिला, ये does होची auxiliary verb. Without this auxiliary verb, we cannot make this affirmative sentence into negative. So auxiliary verbs help in formation of negatives. Similarly, he ate fish. He did not eat fish. We drink milk. We do not drink milk. So do not, does not, did not. This construction clearly shows that auxiliary verbs are of paramount importance in formation of negatives. Also in interrogatives, when we are going to make interrogative sentence, the auxiliary verbs will come. He eats fish. Interrogative कौन होगा? Does he eat fish? Does he eat fish? Does he eat fish? Did he eat fish? Do we drink milk? Thus, I think you are now able to understand about auxiliary verbs. Auxiliary verbs अर्थ साहाय्यकारी क्रिया by helping verbs. ये जो साहाय्यकारी क्रिया वाक्य रे विभिन्न प्रकार कार्य करिबारे साहाय्य करिथाय मेन वर्ब. वॉइस चेंज करिबारे, टेंस निर्णय करिबारे, मूड इंडिकेट करिबारे, नेगेटिव इंटरोगेटिव फॉर्मेशन करिबारे. तबे नाउ we should see, we are now aware of the meaning of the auxiliary verbs. Then we shall go to know about the classification of auxiliary verbs. Auxiliary verbs are broadly divided into two categories. Categories is groups से या classes से या groups से या kinds से या types से या सब एक अर्थ विभाग. दुईटी मुख्य विभाग अछि. प्रथम है प्राइमरी ऑक्सिलरी वर्ब. प्राइमरी ऑक्सिलरी वर्ब प्राथमिक साहाय्यकारी क्रिया. द्वितीय होछि मोडाल ऑक्सिलरी वर्ब. मोडाल ऑक्सिलरी वर्ब बा आस्था सूचक साहाय्यकारी क्रिया. तबे प्राइमरी ऑक्सिलरी verbs are those verbs which help us in formation of tense, negatives and interrogatives. There are 11 primary auxiliary verbs. There, first are do, be verb, do verb, have verb. Be verb के ना is, am, are, past tense was, were. These are be verbs. Do verb do, does, did. Have verb वाला has, have, had. Be verb is, am, are, was, were. Do verb do, does, did. Have verb has, have, had. 5 3 8 11. These are 11 primary auxiliary verbs. And you know the use of these verbs in a sentence. You should know. You know, previous classes you must have known about it. Is a boy. I am a teacher. Are, we are students. Was, there was a king, but he was a wicked boy. Where, they were playing in field. These are the uses of these primary auxiliary verbs. Do, does, did. He, we do work every day. Does, he does his school tax daily. Did, he did the work very cleverly. This used in a sentence. Had, he has a motorbike. Had, they have a new car. Had, he had a prize yesterday. Got a prize yesterday. These are the uses of primary auxiliary verbs. Modal auxiliary verbs, as regards is concerned, modal auxiliaries. Modal auxiliary verbs are those verbs, astha suchaka kriya, which express permission, anumati, obligation, कृतज्ञता, advice, उपदेश, तापरे certainty, निश्चितता, necessity, आवश्यकता, और possibility, संभाव्यता. These things are expressed by modal auxiliary verbs. Permission, possibility, obligation, advice, necessity, certainty, and possibility. Modal auxiliary verbs are 13 in number. 13टा आस्था सूचक क्रियापद अछंती. सेगुडा कोन ना will, would, shall, should, may, might, can, could. एला पेयर modal auxiliary verb. सिंगल के need, must, dare, ought to, used to. एक 13 जन कोनती modal auxiliary verbs. तेबे केमिति परमिशन ना परमिशन देखो may go outside, may modal auxiliary verb एटा परमिशन सारंगर परमिशन हमें लेगुचे. Possibility, it may rain today. आज वर्षा हे पारे. Possible, it is possible that it may rain today. Obligation, we ought to obey our parents. Ought to, कृतज्ञता. Advice, you should not play with it. You should read mindfully. It is advice, indicates advice. उपदेश. Necessity, we need not take umbrella in winter season. शीत ऋतुରେ हम छता नबा आवश्यक नहीं. आवश्यकता. These things will be discussed in my next video, one after another, regarding the uses of the modal auxiliary verbs. Today, I am going to close my discussion. Thank you, students. If this video is liked by you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe it. Thank you all.